When you're applying for a UK visa, you'll be redirected to the NHS site to pay the NHS Health Surcharge. And this gives you a binary option. So the screenshot shows it. You can select either, are you applying to join or remain with a person already in the UK, or you don't have any dependents. But what if you're not applying to join with or remain with a person already in the UK, but you do have dependents with whom you're applying, which is the common situation? There's no option to select that you have dependents. Unfortunately, even if you have dependents and you've stated that in the main application form, you still need to select you don't have any dependents. And this is true for all of the current application forms. So it's true if you go through the government's ID check app route, applying within the EU, for example. And this is also true. You also have this binary option if you're making non-EU applications where you're applying without the ID check app. And this is a constant source of bewilderment for visa applicants who complete their main application form but are then redirected to the NHS surcharge page and have no option other than to click you don't have any dependents. Now, there's a natural anxiety that a false representation is being submitted, but the reality is this is just a quirk in the system that has not been resolved to date. So what should you do if you do have dependents and you're at this point in the form? Counterintuitively, you need to click you don't have any dependents, and in the context of the application as a whole, no false declaration is being made. You will have entered your dependent details on the main form, and this is a separate part of the form, and this part of the form is simply dysfunctional and confusing, and it needs to be updated, but that's what you have to do. So in the interim, having clicked you don't have any dependents, what you then need to do is make it separate applications for each of your dependents. These separate dependent applications will each have to go through this same stage. So each of your dependents will list their own dependents in the main application form. Let's say your husband or wife will also list your children, let's say, as dependents. And it may be that they are as much dependent on you as they are on your wife or husband, let's say. But at this point of the application form, they too will have to click you don't have any dependents. And this is even more capable of causing confusion in the context of the government ID check app process. And this is because even more so than with the other application processes, it gives the appearance in the main application form that you are applying for yourself and your dependents at the same time, but you are not in fact doing so. You will need to create separate forms and accounts for each of your dependents. Each of them will separately use the app on each of their phones to verify their own ID, and then they will each separately pay for the NHS Health Surcharge upon their own application form submissions. So, in conclusion, given that there's no option to select dependents at this stage of the form, you go ahead and select you don't have any dependents, and then pay just for your own NHS Health Surcharge. Then make an application, a separate application for each of your dependents, and pay for their NHS Health Surcharges separately. I hope that helps. If you'd like assistance with your visa or visa process, feel free to use my consultation service, and you can contact me using the link in the description below. I'd be happy to help.